All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Warakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be or what they may look like. Pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well, which are you other men out there who may not be prophets and teachers, but you're believers, to the women as well. All right, to the dead in Yahweh Shai also, and the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay, being in a carnal world, people are going to base a lot of our teachings. They're going to base our message off of what feels good to them. They're going to base our teachings and our message or our importance off of how many views and things we get. But see, one thing about this world, that's the kind of stuff they look at. If you get a YouTuber who is getting thousands upon thousands of views, it's easier to assume that person is someone you should listen to. But when you come into this truth, because we speak things that are different from the rest of this world, a lot of people don't really consider that we are not in this for popularity. We're not in this for YouTube views and to have everybody following us like your average YouTuber. We're not YouTubers. We just use YouTube as a tool to help get the word out. Okay, that's it. We could have been, dominating in this society, could have been famous, could have been doing things that a lot of you people in the world may do, but the Lord woke us up. He called us into this truth. And now people, when they see us being men in this truth, they don't see us with millions of views or, hundreds and thousands of views and subscribers and whatnot. So a lot of people, when they see that, it's kind of off-putting to them. It feels like, yeah, ain't nobody watching this guy. I'm not about to waste my time either, right? But that's how Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai set it up. See, we're not of this world, man. We're in it, but we're not of it. So what I want to do, as always, because that's what this page is all about, bringing out the scriptures, all right? I'm going to go to the book of Acts. I'm going to go to chapter 4, and I'll start at 11. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which is become the head of the corner, speaking of Yahweh Shai. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. So that shows you the importance of the name. It's not Jesus. It's not Yeshua. Okay, it's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the son of Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh being the heavenly father, Yahweh Shai being his only begotten son, his firstborn. Okay. Verse 13. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Yahweh Shai. Okay, so, Peter and John were looked at as illiterate, unlearned, men who have no right to be trying to present the gospel to you. And, you have men in today's world who are looked at the same way. We're looked at as unlearned. Who are you? You just popped up on YouTube one day and now you're teaching the Bible. That's not what happened. The Heavenly Father set it up that way, man. He had it in his thoughts to where whenever the time was right, he would raise up his prophets one final time. And if there's 144,000 of the elite, okay, that's not a lot compared to the whole world. There are billions of people on earth. 144,000 of the elite of the nation of Israel is a very small number. Now, we understand there's another innumerable amount of the elect, but the elite elect are 144,000. Now, most people, when they hear about, the scriptures and love and mercy and grace, they automatically apply it to whoever it may be. Okay, this is all about the nation of Israel. And a lot of people, they'll use John 3:16 as an example that this is about everybody. But if you work at a job, let's say you get paid on Fridays, right? And the manager or the boss or whoever was having a speech. Let's say he had a microphone or he had everybody called into the lunchroom or wherever you may be at. And he says, from here on out, everyone is going to get paid on Thursdays. Everyone does not mean those outside of the job. He's speaking of everyone within the job that's working there. So the same with the scriptures. When you hear certain scriptures that may seem like it's applying to everybody, it's really speaking to the Israelites. Okay, this is about all of Israel, but right now it's only about the elect, because that's how the Lord broke it down. And when we say things like that, it's taken lightly. Like, who is this guy? This guy ain't got no subscribers. This guy is just this loser, this weenie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's cool. The Lord set it up to where, people are going to look at us all sorts of awkward or whatnot. But the thing is, we the kings, man. And the Lord's going to raise us up. You know what I'm saying? If we endure, if we be those men, you looking at some lowly average men who are actually future kings of the universe, man. But you see someone who's unlearned. And I did drop out of high school. So a lot of people would look at me like I'm unlearned. You know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of power the Lord has. He'll use someone who's lowly, you know what I'm saying, just to show his power, man. Because if he used someone who went to some theologian school, who's looked at as this biblical scholar, he's going to get all the praises. The Lord ain't going to get the praises. They're going to look at this guy like, oh yeah, he got a degree. That's the guy to go to. No, man, the Lord gets all the credit. So the Lord uses average men with great talents, men who could actually do things, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord, you know what I'm saying, he made it to where, the stumbling block being, you see our tattoos, you see the beards on our face, you see that we're melanated, we have woolly hair, all the things. Matter of fact, let me stop this video. My memory's getting full. I'm gonna come right back. Give me a second. All right, so my apologies for that. But yeah, man, a lot of the things that people see when they look upon us, it's a stumbling block because, well, matter of fact, let me go to this is the book of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this is the wicked's world. So it's a stumbling block that you see the actual Israelites presenting the truth, because for a long time, being under the wicked's rule, they have rewrote real history and made it his story. Okay. Now, all the prophets, all the believers, the Christians, all of them are so-called white people. All of them are Edomites according to the wicked. But when the truth is presented, oh no, that ain't right. That ain't true. Because most people, they are stuck on what they've always believed to be true. And in their mind, that's what feels comfortable. That's what feels right, because that's the routine that they've been doing their whole life. Okay, so to be presented with something new, even if it's right, it doesn't feel right. But ultimately, if you're not of the elect, this truth isn't going to feel right. Okay. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges. So yeah, man, Esau done wrote all these lies, changed all the faces of the prophets and apostles and teachers, the Christians. He made all of them Edomites, man. Okay. But the reality is they look just like me. Okay. Some lighter, some darker. Woolly hair, some straight hair. Because you got to remember, man, not all of Israel is going to have woolly hair. Not all Israel is going to be the same complexion. Okay, not all Israel are going to have the same likes or dislikes. But what does link us is the fact that we follow Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And we are indeed the people written in the scriptures, man. We are the Israelites. All right, so if that's a stumbling block, that's what the Lord wanted. He's raising up the Israelites in these last days, and the heathen are afraid. The heathen are angry. Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 21. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together shall fall upon them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish. So there's different ways that the Lord will raise up stumbling blocks to keep you from fully getting the understanding. All right. Not only is he raising up stumbling blocks for the heathen, but he's also raising up stumbling blocks for his own people. Our own people can't even consider us to be the people of the Lord. Although when the scriptures speak of the Israelites were constantly getting their butts whooped. The Israelites were constantly in punishment, constantly at the bottom for their sins. But then here in today's world, the ones who are at the bottom, oh no, they can't be the Israelites. They can't be the people. That doesn't make sense. Okay? Because it's not our world, man. That's how good of a job the devil has done of trying to cover up the reality, man. And the reality is, it's only about Israel. It's always been about Israel. 1,000 trillion, 100 trillion, 1,000 billion, infinity years from now, it's still going to be about Israel. Okay? So yeah, man, the Lord is setting up stumbling blocks, but you're looking for, a suit and a tie, a nice fade with the lineup. You want my beard to be all lined up and stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see the tats on me. All these things, that the world sees, because look, we're coming out of the world. All right. Tattoos are against the scriptures, but you know what? So is lining up your beard. So is lining up your hair. Okay. So is being effeminate. But the qualities that you people look for, it's like you pick and choose, man. It's like a buffet, It's like, oh yeah, I believe in God. I'll take that part. But us being the Israelites, no, I don't want that part. Yeah, God is merciful. I'll take that. God is wrathful too. No, I'll keep that over there. This ain't a buffet, man. You got to eat whatever's on your plate. You got to eat all of it. Okay, whatever's in the scriptures is doctrine. Whatever's in the scriptures is gospel, period, man. And the gospel, the good news is for who? The nation of Israel. The Israelites, man. Mainly the elect. Because really, when the majority of our people hear this truth, it's like, nah, that don't sound right, bro. That don't sound like, the God I serve. You're right, because the God you serve is not the God of the universe. The God you serve is the God that serves the God of the universe, which is the devil. Okay? Let's go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 12. For our rejoicing is this, the testimony of our conscience, that in simplicity, and see the fact that, we teach in simplicity, that's a stumbling block, because our people actually want things to be complicated. Because in their eyes, if it's complicated, it must be true. Because now you sound smart, which just shows I'm too dumb to understand. No, the truth is simple. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, even the confusion of face who goes back to those people who may not look like those people, according to your dad's genetic line, through agnet relation, you are the Israelites. What's so hard about that? But the thing is, that's the problem. It's too easy. So you want to complicate it. No, that ain't true. That ain't right. That's not what the Bible says. You got to be all scientific and use big key words. And there's nothing wrong with using big words, man. Back when I used to do music, there'd be times I go to the dictionary to help me, use words that are somewhat, as you would call, deep or scientific, I've always kind of liked things like that. So it was perfect when I came to the truth, because it's like some of the same rules apply, looking up words and things like that. It's good. But just because you're a person who knows deep words and, you can use certain words that aren't very common amongst people, that doesn't make you a prophet. It doesn't make you a teacher. Okay. But that's what the world wants. They want you to use those complicating words and sentences, and they want you to break down the scriptures to where it just sounds so over the top. It's unbelievable. But when we break it down in simplicity, because the scriptures are simple, that's not the truth. That's not what that's saying. That's your interpretation. Okay? Anyway, 2 Corinthians chapter 1 and 12. For our rejoicing is this, the testimony of our conscience, that in simplicity and godly sincerity, not with fleshly wisdom, but by the grace of God, we have had our conversation in the world, and more abundantly to you word. So this isn't about earthly wisdom. This is godly wisdom. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has always dealt with men who people would look at as, you ain't got to listen to that guy, man. That guy crazy. You know, that guy's always angry. He always, insulting people. He's always talking about you shouldn't do this and do that like he's perfect. That's what the Lord called us to do. And us ourselves, although we're not perfect, the fact that we're in this ministry and we do the best that we can to serve our Lord in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we are perfect. Because Yahushua paid that price. Okay? So we have godly wisdom and godly sincerity. But when you're of the world, you see things just clearly different. All right? It's just how it is. Okay? Let's go to Exodus. Chapter 4. In verse 10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent. So Moses was saying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that he's not eloquent. And you got to remember, Moses was raised up as an Egyptian. Although he was an Israelite, he was raised as an Egyptian. So he couldn't really speak, fluent Hebrew to the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Because you had some of our people, they were still speaking. A lot of our people were still, speaking the Hebrew, while he himself was an example of a stranger, because he came up in Egypt. Although he was an Israelite, he was raised in Egypt. Just like us today, we're raised in modern day Egypt. It doesn't mean we're not Israelites. So when we try to bring up certain words and things in our ancient language, it can be difficult. But that can also apply to someone who may stutter, someone who's not very deep with their words. Like when they explain things to you, you have certain people when they talk, it's like, man, how we explained that was vivid. It was like I was there. But then you have certain brothers, they're just not that sharp, to where when they explain it, it might be kind of difficult for them to get to the point. But in your eyes, it's like, man, there ain't no man of the Lord. Who is this guy, man? This guy's stupid. This guy is wasting my time. But that's a part of the stumbling blocks. Some of the prophets, they might use deep, heavy words, but guess what they're going to do? They're going to explain to you what it means, man. They're not just going to fly over your head with it and you just left there like, what the hell is he talking about? But it does sound good, though. We're not doing that to you, man. We're trying to sincerely keep it as simple as possible. All right? And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of slow tongue. Okay, so it was difficult. It was a burden for him to try to speak in the Hebrew. Okay? He wasn't a fluent Hebrew speaker. But that's no different than a man today who may not be a fluent speaker. You might be the type, you be talking, you be like, dang, what's that word? And then you go and talking again. Then when you talking, 3 minutes later, what's that word? You get a lot of ums and the uhs, but the Lord is dealing with men like that. That's how he shows his power, man. And it's also a stumbling block because the Lord gives us the words to speak, man. And remember, Peter and John were looked at as unlearned men as well. And the Lord was dealing with them. So come on, man. Just because we come off as unlearned or average, you might want to consider. You might want to reconsider. Okay? Let's go to Romans. Matter of fact, let me jump down to verse 11. Exodus 4 and 11. And the Lord said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? So there you go, man. So even if you're not a fancy speaker, you're not fluent in the Hebrew, you're not fluent with trying to explain the scriptures when you're teaching. Who made you, man? Who gave you your voice? How your voice sounds, how you look, how you express things. Who gave you that? The Lord did that, man. Come on, man. And the Lord said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? Or who maketh the dumb or deaf, or the seeing or the blind? Have not I the Lord? So the Lord's basically telling Moses, really he was pissing off the Lord. But the Lord's like, look, man, who in the hell are you to complain to me about you not being an eloquent speaker? You don't think I know that? You don't think I made you? How would I not know that? Moses, I created you. I gave you a job to do. I don't need to hear that you're not eloquent. I need you to do what I asked you to do because I made you. Did I not make blind, deaf, handicapped? Did I not give you the voice you have? Okay? So come on, man. So you people, you see things based off of how the world sees things. The Lord is not doing that. The Lord doesn't see things how men see things. He's not looking at outer appearance or how high or low your voice is or how big or little your beard is or if you can't grow one. The Lord is looking at the spirit, man. He's looking at your intent and your spirit. All right. And if he gave you a duty, don't focus on not being a great speaker, man. Just do what the Lord gave you, man. Just do your best. That's all we can do. Okay. Let's go to the book of Romans now. You know, we gotta, as the saying goes, keep it simple, stupid. It's stupid to try to complicate things. It's smart to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. Romans 12. And you know who likes to complicate things? Women. What was I going to? Romans 12, that's right. I'm going to go to Romans 12. Romans 12 and verse 5. So we being many. So there's a lot of different men. Now, when you compare, you know, the believers to the rest of the world, there's not a lot. You know, but when you cluster all of us together, oh, that's going to look like a huge number. Okay. So there are a lot of us. Okay. So we being many are one body in Mashiach, and everyone members one of another. So we're one body, man. If you believe in the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is predominantly taught by the elders, apostles, and the men of GMS, and I myself, I'm not GMS. Those are my teachers. Those are who taught me, you know. Well, in the spirit, yeah, I'm GMS, but I'm not GMS. Because again, you know, when I first came to the truth, I didn't know anybody, man. I just came in the word. I was basically just thrown out there. You know, the Lord just threw me out there like go do the work, man. You know, so I didn't want to put GMS on my title. And honestly, I also came into the truth with my head was different back then, and I had a different belief in one certain thing that made me say I can't put GMS on my name. You know, and the scriptures say, "Can two walk together lest they be agreed?" And that one thing, you know, when I first came to the truth, I was kind of self-willed a little bit, and I did a video on how the Israelites because, you know, you have a lot of Israelites speaking against cannabis. I did a video on the Israelites, how they would burn cannabis as incense in the temple or whatnot. And it didn't really get received very well. So with that, I couldn't put GMS on my name because I've never heard no one in GMS preach that, you know. So out of respect, I never put GMS on my name. But GMS, they have the whole truth, man. Everything that has to do with salvation, deliverance, and getting us out of here. The elders, the apostles, the men of Great Millstone are giving you 100% doctrine. Okay? Just keeping it real, man. That's what it was. That was a part of why I didn't put GMS in my name back then. But then it also just came out, I think, this year or at the end of last year, of proof of Esau. He found proof that the Israelites actually did burn cannabis in temples, man. Actual Israelite temples. Okay? The Jews. And then you wonder why so many Negroes today, weed smokers. For one, it's not called weed. Okay? It's called cannabis, which also you have brain receptors that are cannabinoids, and it recepts to your brain. Now, I know I'm getting off topic, but that's how the spirit works. See, the spirit's like the wind. You might be talking about one thing, then you drift off a little bit, but then you end up coming back to the lesson at hand. Okay, but you have cannabinoids in your brain, which is also why cannabis is called cannabis, because it actually goes hand in hand with your brain. So Esau had just came out how the Israelites were burning cannabis in the temples, and they believe it was to enhance. I don't know the word they use. See, there's that. I don't know the word they use. See, there's that. I'm not a fancy speaker, but you know, the Israelites, we are just now finally coming to the truth. For so many years we've been lied to, man. So, you know, things are coming out and we're putting all the pieces together that the Lord has given us. But when it comes to this body is about the doctrine. It's about what you're teaching, man. You can't be teaching lies and BS, man. Because if you're doing that, the Lord is going to get you. Okay? It's all about doctrine. That's highly important, man. So we being many are one body in Mashiach, and every one members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith. So brothers have different levels of faith. One brother, he can do a lesson, you know what I'm saying, every day. Another brother, he can do a lesson maybe every other day. Another brother, he can do 3-4 lessons in a day, and then do 2 the next day, and then 1 the next day, then 2 the next day. You know, another brother, he may be well spoken, but he doesn't produce as many videos as a brother who doesn't speak too well, but he might produce more. Or a brother who doesn't speak well, he doesn't produce that many videos compared to a brother who's a well speaker and he's always on fire. We all have different levels, man. But our duty is to try our best to be as diligent as possible, because the order's been given out. We should be doing a video every day. And it's true, because this is our life. This is what we're about, man. This is what we're about. You know, if you're sincere, this is what you're about. You're about Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. And you're constantly going to hear the same things over and over again. But you know what? It's the same with any kind of music. You know, most music today is robot music. You're basically hearing the same songs just mixed up differently in different genres, man. They're all basically losing its value. You know, music's gone down the drain years ago. That's why I'm very selective with the music I listen to, you know. But you might have a song you like, but what are you going to do? You're going to listen to it on repeat. You might hear it 3-4 times in a day. And it still ain't old when you hear it again next week or a couple months. You bumping it again. You know, you're hearing it over and over again. You know, well, that's the truth, man. You're going to hear us talk about things that we've talked about before. But that's what the doctrine is. We're one body. We're bringing out the word, and the believers are going to resonate, man, because the Spirit's been put in them to do so. Okay? Or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. So there's that word simplicity again. Keep it simple, man. You know, you don't gotta try to come off all smart. Don't let that stop you from doing these videos. Like, oh man, I'm not as well spoken as that guy, man. The Lord ain't looking for that, man. Do what the Lord asks you to do, man. If you feel in your spirit this is what you're supposed to do, you better keep producing, man. It don't matter if you can't use words bigger than freaking 8 letters, man. The Lord don't care. Are you pushing the word out, man? Are you doing the best you can to push his word out? What are you gonna do? Because the ball's in your court. You know, the best chance that you have, take the shot. Because if you're holding the ball, you can't have any points at all, because you ain't even taking the chance of even hitting the shot. Even if you take the shot and you miss, you still attempted. Someone who ain't attempting at all, you ain't got no chance in hell. All right. So whatever amount of faith the Lord gave you, hey man, you gotta build on that. All right. Or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Okay, so we can't be fake with this, man. You know, you gotta be sincere. Don't come off like you're sincere, but you have wicked, ill intent. You gotta be sincere. And a lot of times you can tell someone's sincere because they're just keeping it simple with you. You know, it's easy to understand. It's to the point. We ain't, you know, running in circles and running laps. All right. So, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was simple. It was edifying. You know, just be more open and knowing that, you know, a lot of the men of the Lord, they're going to be looked at as unlearned, average, everyday guys. That's just how the Lord set it up. You know, so if that's you, you know, you're doing videos and you come off as this average guy, well, you're in a good case, man. You could be of the elect. So all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wa Rakakwadash. Until my next lesson, Shalom, we out.